London, a city of commoners and kings, and at its heart, a museum with secrets dark and strange. Tales of espionage, pickled creatures in hidden spaces, a cursed gemstone,
I won't touch it.
and Britain's barbaric beginnings. Secrets hidden in plain sight inside the Natural History Museum. The Natural History Museum in London, England. It's a cathedral of nature, housing over 70 million specimens. During the day, thousands of visitors tour the galleries. But at night, when they've all gone home, this place seems to come alive with unforgettable stories about where we came from and where we're going. The galleries and dark passageways invite those who dare to venture behind the scenes. Take a closer look and discover secrets that are disturbing and sometimes brutal.
Well, we've got material from Goff's Cave in Cheddar Gorge in Somerset, and this is some of the material we dug up in the late 1980s from our excavations there in really just a small area of the cave. They're important because they represent people near the end of the last ice age in Britain, so they're the best sample we have of people from Britain at that time.
15,000 years ago, northwestern Europe was a desolate, uninhabitable polar desert. But somewhere around 13,000 BC, the Earth began to warm up rapidly, revealing a massive land bridge connecting Britain to continental Europe, a gateway for early nomadic man.
These people arrived really quite rapidly, probably following herds of animals migrating into Britain. We think that life was quite hard for these people. When we were excavating, we obviously found not just these human remains, the remains of a number of individuals. On this skull, which is an adult skull, we can see here cut marks running across this region here. There are also marks on the frontal bone, suggesting that perhaps the skin has been removed. On this jawbone, we've got a series of cut marks here where the jaw was disarticulated from the skull. So the material's been pretty extensively worked over by humans, and obviously there are many different reasons why that might have happened. It may have been an act of desperation, because of course we know cases today when there has been a crisis, people have been stranded somewhere, an aeroplane has crashed in the mountains, and people in the end are forced to eat other people.
British cannibals? Could this be true? If so, these bones offer evidence of what some of the very first Englishmen may have been eating for dinner: each other. To investigate the mystery, we go to Cheddar Gorge, where paleontologists from the Natural History Museum discovered the puzzling bones.
Here we are in Goff's Cave, Cheddar in Somerset. This is now a commercial show cave. The floor level would once have been really quite high. This is the site of our excavation. Essentially, it's an area that was protected by this rock. And the cracks down the back and the pit behind are where all of our finds came from. We found very large numbers of broken human bones, all jumbled up with the remains of animals like horses and red deer. And we noticed quite early on that the horses and red deer had been butchered for food and thrown away. And the human remains appear to have been treated in exactly the same way. Many of the bones that have been found here, both human bones and animal bones, have cut marks on them, and they're cut marks made by sharp flint. The animal remains were presumably being butchered so that people could eat them. And our supposition is that, therefore, they were eating the humans as well. People have suggested very complex ritual explanations. Archaeologists use the word ritual when they don't know what's going on.
For more than 20 years, these bones have been locked away in a back room of the museum's paleontology department. The source of the curious cut marks left unknown. But recent advancements in three-dimensional imaging may provide Dr. Sylvia Bello with the clues she needs to solve this ancient mystery.
Now the image is being scanned three-dimensionally, and you can notice that this series of cut marks is being reproduced by the scan image. We can turn our image and have a proper look of the cut marks according which angle we prefer. This is a clear cut mark. Here there is another one which is much shallow. These specific marks, they tell me, well, first of all, is a series of marks, one next to the other, so the movement, it was a constant sort of filleting, in this case, of the mandible. The angle, in this case, is quite acute, which means that it was not a cutting angle, but it was more of a defleshing angle in this sense. The next step would be actually to see if some tool like this one can actually produce cut marks similar to the one we have here.
The next step is a trip to the town of Cheddar, where butcher Jim Baker will cut up a pig using replicas of sharpened stones or flints found at Goff's Cave. Sylvia wants to see how close the cut marks come to the cuts found on the fossilized human bones.
There now follows a safety public service announcement about this police force. Make sure you, your family members and friends are on your guard, as these are the worst criminals in society. They are armed and dangerous. They also suffer from delusion and believe they are there to protect and serve the public. They are known to have committed violent assaults, kidnapping people, murders, rapes, broken into people's homes, to name but a few of the many crimes. So be extra vigilant. And so, who is sponsoring their illegal activities? You. So stop funding crime, stop paying your council tax. Funding crime is against the law after all. Here are some of the other network of criminals you should be aware of which participate, collude and conspire to pervert the course of justice. Cover-ups are rife throughout the establishment. End your council tax, and you will end these criminals operating with impunity. Thank you for watching. This public service announcement was paid for by the Public Safety Awareness Campaign Lead.
These are the sort of tools that were probably found in Goff's Cave.
Well, I'm going to start with this one, because this looks like...
Very sharp. Are you actually using more strength in this case?
Really, at the moment. You can feel that you're right on top of the bone, and there's a scraping motion on the bone, so... whether we'll get the cartilage out.
I think the cutting is not really a problem.
Through the meat, it's not a problem at all, no. It's very lots of sharp little cutting motions. Rather than with a knife, it's a much more
One
sweeping
single
action, yeah. You can hear it on the bone,
on
can't
the
you?
bone.
Yeah. Certainly.
It's coming gently.
It is. It's coming in small pieces, but... And again, you see, there's that...
Oh, yes, I can see the...
Yeah, you can see the top
femur.
top of the head of the femur.
I was surprised if there are no traces on the bone at the end.
There you go. We've got one.
First one.
That surprised me, how easy it was, actually. Look at that.
Wow.
There we go.
Yeah. Just curious to see if there are any cuts
it would be...
left.
There's definitely cut marks down through there.
Yeah. So it would be very interesting just to see if is it exactly reproduction of what we have on fossil, which we can prove that they were using the same technique and possibly the same tool that we have here.
The pig bones from the butcher shop are cleaned, dried and ready to go under Sylvia's microscope.
This is quite interesting because the location of the cut marks in here are exactly the same. So this is the one that has been butchered by the butcher.
Yeah.
And there is all this series of cut marks, almost perpendicular.
Yeah.
And you can see exactly the same orientation, the same location on the fossil of Goff's Cave. But also you can see all the internal striation, which is the indication that is fabulous. Produced by a stone tool.
Yeah.
This one, you can see the same characteristic, the forking at the end. Microstriation over there and over here. So they are very similar. And the fact that it becomes one single cut, and here it also becomes one single cut.
Clearly, the human bones found at Cheddar Gorge were cut up in the same way as the animal bones. And that leads Sylvia to a deliciously creepy conclusion.
If we're looking at animal remains,
there will be no doubt.
It'd be butchery.
For human, we can't be 100% sure it was cannibalism. But with this evidence, I am 99% sure.
It's a startling glimpse into Britain's dark past, leaving little doubt some of the first Englishmen were indeed eating each other.
Hey, wouldn't it be terrible if we ended up having to eat each other? Like those sailors did in that film, We Ended Up Having to Eat Each Other.
Yes, I suppose it would, Neil. Except that we don't happen to have any dead sailors lying around the place. Or perhaps we do. Perhaps I just haven't seen them. Perhaps I should buy myself a white stick.
Just saying.
Yes, well, do!
Yeah, all right. As usual, Mike, the cool person, comes up with a solution in times of trouble, and even trouble with a capital T. This is, as they say, the moment of not telling too many lies. Are you with me? No, not at all. The definition of hunger. Too many guys, not enough food. All we've got to do is change the ratio. And Neil's come up with the answer.
Oh.
There's only one problem. Who's going in the pod?
Me. No, him, it's a joke.
Just my luck, I was supposed to get the shortest straw. Mind you, it's pretty uncool of the guys not to show me theirs, but there you go. Oh, hi, guys. Yeah, come and sit down. Yeah. Do you want to play some records? Oh, look, guys, I just remembered I've got something really important to do, you know, so goodbye.
No time for that, Neil. We're hungry.
Really scaredy cat, sitting on the doormat. All the little doggy wogs will have a little bit of it.
Hold it! Hold it like that, and you get a nice clean cut.
Vivian?
Yeah?
Vivian, could I have an anaesthetic?
Of course you can!
Oh, no, wait. Look, Mike, is it time for a last cigarette?
I don't see why not, yeah. All right.
I've got Betty's name here, Mike.
Here's Jetsy!
It's Mr. Wolofsky. How did he get in here?
Well, you could eat him instead, actually.
Little pigs! Little pigs! Let me in! Boys and girls come out to play on the busy motorway! Let me in! Jetsy wants to play hospital!
Oh, my God! He's turned into a homicidal axe-wielding maniac!
Oh, well, out of the frying pan, into another frying pan.
Oh, it was all a dream. Fancy that. Phew.